This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
I don't love where I live, but I do care about it. And I would just like to feel like they care about me.
New at 11, mice infestation. An Indianapolis woman says the problem is running rampant, and for 2 years, it's put her family's health at risk. Now, she's turning to RTV6 for help. The mom has reached out for several times to the Hawthorne Place, an Indianapolis housing agency complex on the city's northeast side. Well, tonight, she's sharing her frustrations with RTV6's Cornelius Hawker, speaking up not just for herself, but for other families in her neighborhood as well.
There was a nest in the back of my refrigerator.
At least once a week, Brittany Cole pulls out her refrigerator and stove and cleans because mice have made those spots their home.
It's just really bad, and I'm tired of staying here and having to deal with it.
Maintenance requests to fix this issue have created another problem.
The poison that they throw out, it kills them, and they go anywhere and die, and you have to literally sniff it out and find it, or else your house is gonna smell like a dead rodent.
Although the poison is working, Brittany knows it's not solving the actual problem.
When you see torn up, chewed up paper and chewed up wood, that's evidence of a mouse nest.
A lot of drawers in her house look like this. Torn up paper and mouse droppings are found throughout, causing another issue for this mother of 6.
I had to take my clean clothes out, bag those up, rewash clean clothes. I'm not gonna send my children out, with pellets after pellets been on their clothes.
With the safety of her children in mind, Brittany does what she can to keep them away from the mice, the droppings, and the poison which litters her home, but it's becoming too much. She says she's done her part, and now she's calling on management to come up with a permanent solution.
I haven't had anyone fill in any holes. They haven't came through and thoroughly inspected to see where the mice are coming in at and, filling those holes. It's just a little frustrating.
I've reached out to the folks here at IHA about this issue, and I'm going to be passing the story along to them to hopefully get some answers for Brittany. And if you have a problem like this, or anything for that matter, definitely reach out to us at RTV6, and we'll do our best to get you some help. Working for you, I'm Cornelius Hawker for RTV6.
Now taking a live look outside, we've got some changes on the way as we get a live look at Monument Circle and the Circle of Lights. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory for what's in store for your weekend. Kevin.
And one change, we won't be as cool overnight tonight. We're still at 40 in Indianapolis. Others temperatures just above the freezing mark. Any light rain showers have been confined to eastern and southeastern portions of the state, and I think that continues overnight into the morning hours tomorrow as moisture moves from southwest to northeast. May have a melting snowflake mix in. Tomorrow, mainly dry, 40 at noon. 42, your afternoon high temperature. Our attention will change from tomorrow mainly being dry to an increasing snow chance on Sunday night. We'll talk about what may accompany the snow shortly.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. A Greenwood mother is going all the way to the Department of Education to deal with the relentless bullying that she says her daughter has faced for 5 years. According to the formal complaint filed with the department, 13-year-old Chloe Riggs suffers from anxiety, depression, and panic attacks because of the bullying. Records show students at Clark Pleasant Community Schools have called her fat, stupid, told her to kill herself. Well, Chloe has been hospitalized several times for cutting herself and suicidal thoughts. Her mom says moving out of the district is not an option.
It says you absolutely give up, and that's not what I want my kid to think, is that it's okay to give up, because then I am left burying my child. I do not want to see that happen. I don't want to see somebody else's kid say, okay, I'm going to give up too.
The district tells RTV6, quote, the safety and well-being of all of our students is of utmost importance in the Clark Pleasant Community Schools. Our caring staff continues to work collaboratively with families to ensure a safe learning environment in all of our schools, end quote. The family's attorney says the district has an obligation under federal law to locate and evaluate any child suspected of having a disability, and that Chloe should have been evaluated by a school psychologist. Tonight, the Indianapolis public school system is one step closer to to taking back control of 3 schools. Those are Emma Dunn Elementary and Middle, Thomas Carr Howe, and Emmerich Manual High. The Indiana Charter School Board voted today to end a charter agreement for the 3 schools with a national company. In 2012, the state took control of the schools and turned them over to that charter company. After today's vote, the State Board of Education still needs to approve turning control back over to IPS. The superintendent says they have already lined up a partnership with the Crystal House Academy to use the Manual High School building if the board vote goes their way. The FBI is investigating a bank robbery on the north side of Indianapolis and needs your help tonight identifying the suspect. This surveillance image from the PNC Bank on 86th Street clearly shows the suspect's face. That robbery happened just before noon today. If you think you recognize him or have any information about the robbery, call the FBI. The number is 317-595-4000. Police in Plainfield are still searching for the person who stole Christmas donations from outside a store. We first told you about the crime last night on the news at 11. The Salvation Army says someone stole one of its red kettles and its stand from the JCPenney on Main Street in Plainfield. This comes as the organization says it's struggling to reach its holiday fundraising goal of $800,000. So far, this year's Red Kettle campaign has only brought in $154,000. If they fall short, the Salvation Army says it will have to make some tough decisions, including cuts to some of its programs next year.
The money we raise at Christmas helps a family in need in June, helps a family in need in February, helps a kid get school supplies in September, helps a kid go to summer day camp. It's year-round money that we raise this one time a year.
The Salvation Army says the donation shortfall is likely because there are fewer days between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, and people are less likely to carry cash. Aside from donating, one way to help is to volunteer as a red kettlebell ringer. You can get started by registering to ring.com. That's the website you'll want to go to. After receiving a life-saving gift, an Indiana man is using his platform to raise awareness about the need for organ donations. You might recognize Michael Kaltenmark. He handles Butler University's Bulldog mascot, Blue 3. Now, earlier this year, Michael found out he needed a kidney transplant. And after Michael shared his story on social media, IU Health says they saw a major increase in the number of people interested in becoming donors. Well, that's fantastic news for the more than 1,000 Hoosiers currently on the list for a kidney transplant.
For the most part, everybody's walking around with 2 kidneys and they only need 1, and that means they could potentially be a donor for somebody.
Just this week, Michael learned that his own brother is a match. Their surgery is scheduled for next month. We have more information about becoming an organ donor in this story at theindychannel.com. New at 11, a look inside a safe haven that will soon be open to an at-risk group. Trinity Haven is set to open next year as a first in Indianapolis, a place specifically for homeless LGBTQ youth. The transitional home is raising money so when their doors open, they'll be able to help those in need. Residents will be able to stay up to 2 years as they go to school and gain the skills they need to transition into successful adults.
The unfortunate reality is that Indianapolis doesn't have safe places for those youth to stay. None of the shelters are really particularly safe for LGBTQ and particularly transgender youth.
Now that we're in the holiday season, folks are feeling extra generous. We just had a huge donation today of gift cards that will be put to use either to purchase things for the house when we need what we need, exactly those items, or they may be given directly to a youth.
A fundraising concert for this weekend is sold out, but Trinity Haven is always accepting help. Vice President Mike Pence is heading back to Washington tomorrow morning after spending the night in Indianapolis. He arrived this afternoon to participate in a roundtable discussion with Governor Holcomb. That meeting was closed to the media. After months of investigation, President Trump is now facing 2 articles of impeachment. He's just the 4th president in U.S. history to face impeachment by the House. Taking a look at what's next in the process now, the House, with a Democratic majority, is expected to pass impeachment on Wednesday. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he plans to take up the trial once the new year begins. The Constitution requires 67 votes from the Senate to convict the president and remove him from office. Things heating up on the hardwood tonight. Several teams off to a great start around the area. We've got a look at a few Friday's big games that's coming up here in sports. Also, filling a need and pushing for answers. We're taking a look at 2 of the ways RTV6 has been working for you and for your community.
Let's talk about periods. periods. It's a topic that might not come up often, but high school students I talk to say we need to start more of these conversations.
It's never a girl's fault that she has her period.
Destiny Murley is a 17-year-old junior at Southport High School. She and her friend Reagan Dilk want more of their peers to feel comfortable talking about their periods. And getting comfortable with period talk is just the first step in tackling a bigger issue, making sure all young women have access to the hygiene products they need. Less than a week after RTV6 told you about a group that's helping get feminine hygiene products to students, the community is stepping up to support this cause. Project Period distributes pads, tampons, wipes, and even carrying bags to schools and shelters across central Indiana. Since our story aired, Project Period organizers say they have received thousands of donations.
For 2 weeks now, Richard Mouse says this sewage has been standing in his apartment.
This is not only a nightmare, it's a living nightmare.
I spoke with management at the complex. They say they've dealt with the health department recently when it comes to sorting things out. But according to Diplomat Apartments, issues are being resolved and the flooding and mold will be taken care of. Management says the fixes will take time because the repairs are being made to a building built in the 60s.
Drive at Honda of Fishers.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
A Clinton County family is getting national recognition for their Christmas lights. The Cottrells from Rossville are featured on Monday's season Family of the the Great Christmas Light Fight right here on RTV6. Well, tonight we got a preview of their amazing light display spread across 4 families. They come across from all over to drive through the lights. We talked to one couple who visited as kids, now bringing their own children to see the Cottrell lights. You can see if they win the Great Christmas Light Fight on Monday at 4 p.m. right here on RTV6. A lot of people love to get in their cars. You can keep the heat on, and then you can go see all of these displays.
Absolutely, and there's some amazing competition in that.
Yeah.
Right? It was a great night, whether you're at the zoo tonight or lights out at the Brickyard. Good night for that. Okay, let's talk about what happens this weekend. We've had a couple of light rain showers in the state tonight. Tomorrow, predominantly dry and just about as warm as today. We hit 44 today. We'll go for 42 on Saturday. Sunday, 32 degrees, definitely colder, with our snow chances increasing as we go to the evening hours. I'll have more on that timing in a second. Temperatures through the day tomorrow, with the wind generally around 10, maybe 15 miles per hour, settle into the low 40s tomorrow afternoon. And then we get interesting as we go Sunday night, really into Tuesday morning. Snow chances will increase. I do think we'll see some accumulating snow. How much will depend on this. Freezing rain that may mix in or changing to all rain south of central Indiana may lead to a slick drive as we get into Monday morning. Sunday temperatures noticeably colder start. It will stay colder all day long. Lots of clouds. Hold off on the precip though until we get late in the afternoon into the evening hours. Looking at about 32 for the afternoon high temperature in most of central Indiana. Some spots may make it up to about 35. There's your increasing chance of snow. May mix with some freezing rain. I'll point out where I think this may happen here in 1 second. I'm going to show you 2 different models for the same time period. 4 o'clock in the afternoon Sunday, snow still southwest of a Terre Haute to Seymour line. As we go through the evening, snow represented by the blue or purple, however it shows up on your screen at home. Widespread at 11 o'clock. See this little ribbon here of pink? That may be some freezing rain mixing in, even some rain. Depending on where that line is, it will determine how much snow we'll eventually see. Let's look at another forecast model, 7 to 11. There's the expansion of snow. But notice how the freezing rain with this one comes more to the north and may be a factor for a longer period of time. And that's why you may see this range of 1 to 3 inches of snow, with some spots seeing less than an inch. This is just one idea of model showing that 1 to 3 inch potential snowfall range. Here's your 7-day planner. Once we get through that on Monday, we're cold again on Tuesday. Temperature down to 15 Wednesday. What we missed all this week, we may get to next week, and that is some sunshine.
From RTV6 Sports, this is Hoosier Hoop Hysteria.
Let's get right to it at Fishers, where we were at 6 o'clock tonight. Tigers taking on Shenandoah. Tied late in the third. Charlie Smith spots up for three. It gives Fishers the lead. Visitors kept it close, though. Caden McCullough with the offensive putback for Shenandoah. 1 point game when they went into the fourth quarter. Fishers making some plays down the stretch, though. Justin Long to Jeffrey Simmons. Nice cut to the basket for the lay-in. Fishers holds on for the win 50-48. They improved to a perfect 5-0 on the season. And here we are. Good evening to you. Welcome in on this second Friday night of December. I am Brad Brown. Thanks for joining us. We already had some great boys basketball games this week. Lawrence North tallied a win over rival Lawrence Central. LC was ranked #1 this week. Well, another top 5 matchup tonight for the LN Wildcats. Brownsburg making the trip over. The Bulldogs ranked 4th. Great talent on the floor for this one. For the Bulldogs, Quentin Bragg misses from the corner. Pierce Thomas flying in for the putback. It's a timeout there. LN, though, would build a sizable lead early. They kept it going. DJ Hughes drives and scores. And after DJ, we see CJ. CJ Gunn pulls up, hits. LN will make their case to be the new #1 team as they win 62-48, improve to a perfect 5-0 as well. Another top 10 team is #6 ranked Warren Central taking on Cathedral. Warren playing with the long ball. Sean Black from the corner for 3. But Cathedral hanging around all night. Tayshawn Comer misses. Peter Moe, big man, with the tip in. And then Jalen Johnson, 3 from the corner, gets it. Irish keeping it close at home. But Warren, good win on the road tonight. They get the answer from Malik Stanley. He'll get 3. And then Sean Black will get 3 more on a nice move. You see the final 60-55. Warren Central takes it. They improve to 3-0 on the season. Take you back to Hamilton County. Our day first was sitting courtside for this one. Noblesville and Carmel closing seconds. Miller's down 2, and that's Brendan Fishers with a late one to tie it up. They got some extra basketball up there tonight. In fact, double dose of it. Second overtime, Carmel makes a surge. Brian Waddell gets it inside to score. And the Greyhounds pull away late, 54-51. Double OT win their 10th straight victory over their rivals from Noblesville. The early part of the season gives teams a chance to make some longer road trips. Culver Academy is about 100 miles from Zionsville. Tonight they made the trip to Boone County, though, and brought one of the state's elite recruits here. That is Culver senior Trey Galloway. He's going to be going to IU, but out tonight. An injury to his right hand suffered in practice. He's going to be out about 3 weeks. Zionsville got the early edge in this one, though. Ben Widener left open. That 3 looks good, and it is good. Zionsville with the advantage. Buckets hard to come by in this one. Teams were methodical. Some zone defenses really stretched it out. Eagles get 3 more from Anthony Scales in the corner. Not a lot of points tonight, but just enough. Zionsville 36-32 winners. They are now 2-1 on the season. A great set of games tomorrow at Southport Fieldhouse. The Forum Credit Union Tip-Off Classic. All state players, state finalist teams. Ton of talent on the court. Some of the guys that we've already seen here tonight. The host Cardinals play the opener. Culver and Bloomington South, a dynamite nightcap at the end of it all. You got Carmel there, Brownsburg as well. It's worth the trip. And a great $10 ticket if you can make it down to Southport for any of that on Saturday. Well, IU went to New York City and got a great win over UConn earlier this week. The Hoosiers were already down 1 in the Big Ten standings, though, looking to put a 1 in the win column tonight in Bloomington. This turned into a thriller against Nebraska down at Assembly Hall. IU led most of the game, but never by more than 9. Trace Jackson Davis scores in the lane. IU had an 8-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Nebraska would stay alive in the final seconds, though. Deshaun Burke with 3 with 1 second left. 82-82. Game goes to overtime. Indiana would control the OT, though. Rob Finnessy getting back to form. That 3 put IU up by 6. Jackson Davis had his best game of the season, though. 25 points, 15 rebounds, scores inside there. Hoosiers hold on for the win. 96-90 was the final in that one. They'll be here for the Crossroads Classic next weekend when they take on Notre Dame at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. And the Pacers in Atlanta tonight. Another solid start on the road. Miles Turner gets loose inside, scores on the pick and roll. Indiana had 63 in the first half. Had to come back from a bad third quarter, though. Malcolm Brogdon leading the way. 19 points and 12 rebounds in his hometown of Atlanta. Also, 19 points and 12 assists. There's another one of those. 110-100, 7th straight win against the Hawks. Pacers are home against Charlotte on Sunday and some team called the Lakers. Who? What? Tuesday night. LeBron will be here. Mark, no word if Lizzo's coming to town for that game, though.
She might as well just come on,
She was just here. That'll be a lot of fun Tuesday night, though, at the Fieldhouse. Big game for that one.
Right. It'll sure be loud and rowdy, right? All right. Thanks, Brad, for that. Hey, laying the foundation for a career working with your hands. Up next in Hiring Hoosiers, how you can get paid while training in the high-demand carpentry field.
Pound 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
Hiring Hoosiers spent 2019 connecting you to jobs, resources, and training opportunities. We've told you about the huge demand for workers who are skilled as carpenters, millwrights, and floor coverers. Tonight, RTV6's Rafael Sanchez is checking back in with a place offering to pay you and cover your college costs if you want to get up to speed in these fields.
Mitch Benson enjoys working with his hands. Bridging what begins as a concept and ends with its construction.
Somebody looking for a career field that didn't go to college, I didn't go to college. This would be something I say look into. Before I did this, I was making like $13 an hour. Now I'm in the 20s, and I'm not at my final raise. I still get 2 more raises, and that's what I'm really waiting for.
Mitch is a third-year apprentice with the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters, their facility off the Greenwood exit on Interstate 65. People accepted into the program earn while they learn. They're placed on a job, get training, and take college courses on site to earn their associate's degree from Ivy Tech. Initially, apprentices make at least $16 an hour, plus get health care benefits and an annuity.
If you got a passion for it, this is definitely something you should look for.
You have a passion, right?
Yeah. And I started, I do.
It's in your DNA. You want to build stuff.
I like building stuff. I like working with my hands, tinkering with stuff.
The need for skilled labor and the ongoing retirements are pushing the IKORCC to ring the alarm.
We need more people, yes.
That's why they're seeking to get more people in the door.
It's the biggest kept secret. These are great opportunities, and we need every walk of life as far as female, minority workers, anybody that would be a good worker, we want. And so that's one of our focal points right now, is to make sure that we can replace our retiring workforce.
So what you see here are the building blocks to supply employers with a skilled workforce in demand.
And that was Rafael Sanchez reporting. You can learn more about the program by going to hiringhoosiers.com, and make sure you're following our Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Every day we get new posts from local employers looking for someone like you to apply for their jobs. Just type Hiring Hoosiers in your Facebook search bar and connect with us for all of these great positions. We'll be right back.
Elder Law help you get your ducks in a row.
A shopping spree for a good cause, and it was all funded by you. As part of our Six Shines on Toy Drive, volunteers from Grace Church Care Center in Noblesville went shopping with nearly $6,000 in cash donations. They plan to give out toys to at least 3,500 kids in time for Christmas. The Grace Church Care Center serves families in Hamilton and Northern Marion counties. It is not too late to contribute to the Six Shines on Toy Drive. You can be a part of the teddy bear toss at tomorrow night's Indy Fuel game. Bring along a teddy bear or a stuffed animal, and when the Fuel score their first goal of the night, all of those toys will be flying onto the ice. They'll be collected and added to the toy drive. That game is tomorrow at 6:05 at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. You'll also get to see Amanda Starantino, who's a co-anchor here.
Get out there and skate. What's amazing is that they've always scored, it seems like, early.
You hope it's early.
Yeah, but you never know. Too early and people aren't in the seats. Too late and then, Okay, so our little guy here is ready to go for tomorrow night. If you're headed out this weekend, Saturday, better the 2 days, at least the warmer, 42. Then on Sunday, 32 degrees. Our chance for snow increases Sunday night, may include some freezing rain. So stay tuned.
Be ready for that, just in case. Thanks for joining us here on RTV6 News at 11. We hope you have a great and safe weekend.